Hello, very good evening to you. 10,000 jobs are at risk tonight as one of the biggest companies in the building industry has confirmed it will appoint administrators.
Workers at Connaught and thousands of other private contractors associated with it face an uncertain future after the company admitted it can no longer manage its debts of more than £200 million. Our chief economics correspondent Hugh Pym reports.
It's not a household name, but Connaught hitting the buffers means big trouble in some parts of the economy. The jobs of 10,000 staff are on the line. The share price has plunged 90%. It has debts of £220 million. The effects of that will be felt far beyond the financial markets.
Well, we can talk to Mark London, a partner at Devonshire Solicitors. They represent housing associations caught up in this. He joins us from our studio in central London. Thank you for joining us. How many housing associations do you represent who are affected?
Well, my firm acts for over 200 housing associations. Of that number, there are probably about 30 to 35% who are affected by this.
And what will your role be in the coming days in terms of helping them?
Well, we know that this afternoon Connaught announced that they are going to be moving for the appointment of an administrator tomorrow. And so how we will begin to help our clients is to first of all look at what particular contracts they have with Connaught. Some of the contracts that they have with Connaught will effectively mean that the contract is terminated immediately. Other contracts will require the client to take a view as to whether it wishes to terminate the contract. Once the contract is terminated, then there will obviously have to be the re-procurement of services. A lot of clients, some of the larger housing associations, have a number of maintenance contractors on their books, and they will, I imagine, in the short term, want to get those contractors involved to take over some of the work that Connaught was doing and go ahead and seek to procure a new contract with another contractor.
How long does that whole procurement process take? Because obviously people will be worried that while the legalities and everything else is being worked out, services won't actually be carried out, and people will be left in situations where they need repairs done, other jobs done, and they're just not happening.
Yes, well, I think for the vast majority of associations who have Connaught as a contractor, those associations will hopefully have been taking precautions in the interim, because of course we've known now for some time that Connaught were in significant difficulty. Their share price hit the buffers in late July, and so those associations that do have the resources have been looking to make plans for this particular eventuality, and the majority of people that I've been talking to today have done that. So there shouldn't really be a significant knock-on effect to residents. There will of course be a knock-on for smaller associations, or those associations where Connaught is the principal provider of maintenance services, because those associations are going to have to go out to the market reasonably quickly to procure a new contractor.
Much has been made of the fact that one of Connaught's problems was the fact that it was undercutting other companies to get contracts and was not making much of a profit on many of its contracts as a result. We know that Norwich City Council, for instance, had contracts with Connaught at 30% less than yes, other companies would have paid. With the contracts that you've seen with your housing associations, do you see a pattern like that?
Well, it's very difficult. The maintenance sector is one that is extremely competitive, and in common with most maintenance companies, what will happen is that they will have a mixture of contracts, some of which are extremely profitable, others are only marginally profitable, and others are lost leaders where no profit at all is made. And often companies enter into those contracts with a view to trying to get more work. So, I mean, I can't comment on the particular economic circumstances of Connaught's lapse into administration.
No, but you don't see necessarily then a particularly different pattern with Connaught than with other companies that are tending to these contracts?
Not at all. It's a very competitive market. Profit margins are extremely tight, and in circumstances where maintenance companies get these contracts based predominantly on price, the lower you go, the better.
Okay, thank you very much. Mark London from Devonshire Solicitors.